Hey, what's up, everyone? This is very big news, and I find it very interesting that they would try to spring this news upon everyone during a global crisis situation where everyone's minds are focused on all of these stupid riots and all of these the civil unrest that is inevitably acting as a precursor to a possible other civil war if people don't just settle their self down, and the situation of this quote-unquote pandemic and people being sick, people dying, that you've got all of this stuff going on around this world, and then they spring this news on you, which I think many of us expected, and Jacob Israel talked about it on his channel as well. But not only that, but what else is making world news? Bigfoot. Things that were, things we experience, yes, but Sasquatch now making world news from East Idaho. And here's the thing. They say in 2020 anything is possible. We have new intelligence that says crafts not made on this earth. The Pentagon is using crafts not made on this earth. Meaning the technology that we see and that we have going on are things not made on this earth. And the unidentified objects that they have witnessed are not from this earth. Now, whether it's all the fallen angels, whether it's all, I don't try to push a certain narrative. I don't try to push a certain topic. But I will say one thing. The very first thing that comes and says that it's a savior, it's going to save humankind, it's going to save this world, don't believe it. Don't believe the very first thing that happens. Because when Jesus Christ arrives, you know it. But I'm just going to read some of the news. Idaho statesman, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, paranormal activity. I'm not just going out of my way to search for this. It's right here on the news. Sasquatch and UFOs. The Pentagon said, do we believe in UFOs? That's the wrong question. Navy reports are describing encounters of these crafts. This was from years ago. But let me go ahead and put more emphasis on this. The Pentagon UFO unit is in a spotlight right now. They actually stated that these off-world vehicles are not made on this earth. That's the key words right there. Those are the key words. The key phrase, not made on this earth. And I was watching a video, I think it's the guy that was on this tech channel as well. Lou Later, I think he's the one that reviewed phones and things as well. Pentagon has off-world vehicles not made on this earth. That's what I was just watching a moment ago as well after Jacob Israel. That's what popped up right after his video. But long-hidden UFO investigative unit within the Pentagon will now make some of its... Now, why now? Why during this pandemic, during this civil unrest, during a crisis when everyone is... different checks going out, different things money being given to some people for aid, for help, people being told to stay home, not to do this, that, or the other, not to go anywhere, just stay glued to your screens. Now, that would be a perfect ample time for a ruler to reveal itself, wouldn't it? When everyone is glued to their screens, they get breaking news on their phones or tablets, TV screens, on the internet, Fire Stick, whatever you're watching, and it pops up there, and you see it in your YouTube feed, you watch it, and then you start watching the live feed, the live streams, wherever you're at, of this big reveal. They get the entire world to see something by staying at home or whatever, but if that's what they do. I hope that's not what they do, make everyone stay home, because you can't There's no way in heck you can get by that way. You can't pay bills that way. You can't eat that way. You can't drink. You can't get by. You can't live. There's no food, water. There's nothing to eat and drink. There's nothing to live on if you don't have money to get by. And these payments that they wind up giving only go so far. These 2 checks that they give. But the unit, which is now part of the Office of Naval Intelligence, has spent over a decade, 10 years, they say, discussing mysterious events, classified briefings, according to the news outlet. Now, if you remember, the Senate had a briefing last year on UFOs. Do you remember that? Senators got classified briefings on UFO sightings last year. People didn't even talk about it. June 19th, 2019. So, I mean, no one talked about it. 6/19/19, there was Senator Mark Warner, spokesperson. He spoke about it and said, naval pilots are running into unexplained interference in the air. That's a safety concern, and we need to get to the bottom of it. Senators said that live on TV. Senators had a classified briefing, UFO briefings. Check this out. They had another classified UFO briefing. They had many more. On Tuesday, June 24th, 2020. Tuesday, the Senate Intelligence Committee made the unusual request to suddenly ask the Pentagon for detailed, unclassified reports on unidentified aerial phenomenon that some believe may not be made on this earth. And then they come out later and says they made the public findings public. New York Times, June, and then New York Times, July, 6 days ago. The program says these objects are not made. Pentagon has objects not made on this earth. They have found crashed materials. They found other materials, things not made on this earth. And now they're saying, well, I'll show you in a moment. But according to Fox News here, June 24, 2020, the Senate Intelligence Committee are the ones that made these findings suddenly go public. Then you have all the news about, I mean, this is not a joke. It says here, government UFO research. Pentagon has UFO vehicles and materials. Popular mechanics. Bombshell news release 3 days ago. The Pentagon has off-world vehicles not made on this earth. The government's UFO program will reveal the findings on unexplained materials and crashes. This is not just this is popular mechanics. Popular science, popular mechanics. This is world news. Now, the question is, why now? Well, that's not really a question, more like, I'm sure you already know. But for years, they denied these things. They said, oh, people are just seeing things, they're just mistaking a drone for something else, they're just seeing a light in the sky, or it's just some hick out in the woods somewhere witnessing something, had a little too much to drink, this person was high, that person was drunk, this person's just hallucinating, or you're seeing things, or exaggerating. But no, now they say, oh, these findings are real, the sightings are real. Sasquatch is real, people have witnessed Sasquatch, it's real. Why now? Now, here's the thing, I know it's real, I've witnessed these things, but the question is, when you start seeing the government's involvement in something like this, you know they're pushing it toward a different narrative. They're pushing towards something. When the Lord comes, we know it. We will know. All eyes and all shall bow, and we all know. But with this, it seems like something else is planned here. But they said the last time their funding dried up in 2012, kind of odd. 2012, their funding just dried up. They said now a new report shows the New York Times, it confirms those accounts. The government's UFO unit currently resides in the Office of Naval Intelligence, where it deals with classified matters. Per the report, even though the unit itself isn't classified, the Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon Task Force, now this isn't just unidentified aerial phenomenon, this is vehicles not made on Earth, they're saying. But they said in June, the Senate committee report, they authorized appropriations for fiscal year 2021 for the task force, supporting its efforts to reveal any links that unidentified aerial phenomenon have to adversarial foreign governments and the threat that they pose to the United States military assets and installations. Now, they want this information released for the fiscal year of 2021. They told the fleet in Florida, Marco Rubio, he said, that to me is a national security risk, one we should be looking into. Now, the senator, a Nevada senator, who was instrumental in funding the original UFO program, told the Times he believes that crashes of objects of unknown origin may have occurred and that the retrieved materials should be studied. After looking into this, I came to the conclusion that there were reports, some were substantive and some were not substantive, that there were actual materials that the government and the private sector had in their possession. But Senator Harry Reid said, I have no knowledge and I have never suggested the federal government or any entity has unidentified flying objects or debris from other worlds. I have consistently said we must stick to science, not fairy tales about little green men. But then it goes on to state that the original program, we couldn't make them they said he came to the conclusion that whatever they examined these materials and whatever they went on to say that we couldn't make them ourselves. So yet, in a way, they're denying aliens, so to speak, but yet they're also saying it's not from this earth. That can mean many things. Not from this earth means it's from somewhere else, out there, which could also mean the dark entities and beings. But anyway, moving on. We couldn't make them, he said. We could not make them ourselves, whatever these things are. The agency said as March about retrieving the materials they retrieved materials from off-world vehicles not made on this earth. This is from Popular Mechanics. Off-road vehicles not made from this earth. As we have previously stated, the Department of Defense and all of the military departments take any incursions by unauthorized aircraft into our training ranges or designated airspace very seriously. They examine each report. This includes all the reports of these unidentified aerial phenomenon. They said they have had consultation with other United States government departments and agencies. They said the mission will be to detect, analyze, catalog, and consolidate and exploit the non-traditional aerospace vehicles posing any operational threat to the United States national security and avoid strategic surprise. The Pentagon wanted to tell, after a thorough review, they told Popular Mechanics back in April, but it's just now being reported, the department has determined that the authorized release of these unclassified videos does not reveal any sensitive capabilities or systems and does not impinge on any subsequent investigations of military airspace incursions by unidentified aerial phenomenon. This was a spokesperson for a senator. This is Senator Mark Warner's spokesperson, saying that these classified briefings that happen on UFOs and that need to be taken seriously. Let me show you something else in the news. You don't have to search very hard to find it. First UFOs, now Bigfoot. Idaho is among the top states. Ghosts and Bigfoot sightings on Eagle Rock Boulevard on the rise. Sasquatch sightings and ghost sightings are on the rise. Have you seen Bigfoot? Bigfoot researcher. Woman was chased by a Sasquatch in Hyde Park. Idaho is one of the states with the most per capita on Sasquatch sightings. And now Bigfoot grabs a bigger role in the Marshall's Wildfire Protection. That's an advertisement. I'm sorry. State Fire Marshall Bigfoot teaming up with state. Okay, that's a different thing. I apologize for that. Some sort of an dark object, was seen in this image here, and it's gone all over the internet. This is July 28, 2020. This was yesterday. So in Boise, Idaho, a statesman, Idaho Statesman, this particular newspaper posted last month, Idaho was named the top spot in the United States for sightings of unidentified flying objects, UFOs, but it turns out they aren't the only paranormal entity being spotted in Gem State. Now, interesting, this particular magazine particular newspaper calls UFOs paranormal and supernatural. They do seem to go hand in hand. I've noticed Sasquatch activity go with orbs and UFOs, but I've witnessed these things. The general public a lot of times doesn't understand, but we know. We dug into the reports, the Bigfoot Field Research Organization, and compared it against state population data to see where people have the best chance of finding and seeing these creatures. Interestingly, family members of mine have been witnessing a lot more. People around this world have been witnessing a whole lot more. Things have been on the rise, and will continue to be. They said that there are about 93 reports of Sasquatch for every 100,000 people. Basically, about 5 of them have seen or heard a Sasquatch. Of course, it's not a perfect measure, but they said that North Idaho has the most sightings, and Idaho State University research team, they teach anatomy and anthropology. They have actually published a book on Sasquatch and continues to research the non-human humanoid species. Please share your thoughts in the comment section below, and as always, have a lovely and blessed day. I will speak to you all as soon as possible. Pentagon, talking about UFOs being in the spotlight, vehicles, off-world vehicles not made on this earth, and they keep talking about materials. They're going to release the information. It just seems, why now? Just like Jacob was saying on his channel, why now? That's what I was saying days ago and weeks ago. There's obviously something up, but interesting. It is interesting. There's a big reveal coming. There is a big reveal coming. And I'm not one of those people going to state that all the doom and gloom type of thing. But there's a big reveal coming. So I just thought I would share all of this. It's in Popular Mechanics. It's all over the news. Fox News here. Just thought I'd share. Peace. Signing out. Sorry to make this video so long, but I had to. My links are below if you'd like to show support. And if you'd like to do a birthday donation. My birthday is August 3rd. I love you all. Signing out. Stay aware. And that's all for this video.